Hello guys, and we are back again with a new tier list. Today we are going to go through the Generation 2 Pokemon. I have made another video for the first generations. If you haven't watched that, I definitely recommend it. And let's just get into it. So we have Chikorita. To be honest, it's a quite hated Pokemon, but I quite enjoy it. We have Bayleaf, just a bigger version of Chikorita. I think it's kind of cool. I'm going to give it an A. And Meganium, I probably like it a bit less than them two. I'm going to give it a B. Next, we're on to the Cyndaquil line. Cyndaquil, cool Pokemon, but to be honest, I don't like it as much as the Chikorita line. I'm going to put in C. Yeah, I just don't enjoy this as much as the original one. And Typhlosion, pretty cool Pokemon. I'm going to put it in A. Next up is the Totodile line. Personally, for me, probably my favourite starters from this generation. I'm going to put it in S. I'm going to put in B. Okay, middle stage, but I don't think I like it as much as the Chikorita line's middle stage. And we have Feraligatr, pretty cool Pokemon. I'm going to put it in A. Next we have Sentret, the early rodent Pokemon. Probably one of my favourite early rodent Pokemon from the games. I'm going to put it into B. Next we have Forit, pretty okay Pokemon, I guess. Not particularly strong in the games, but I enjoy its design. It's going to be a B. Now this one might surprise some people, but I really love the Hoot Hoot line. For me, Hoot Hoot and Noctowl are both S tier. Next we have Ladybur, whatever you call it. This is going to be a C for me. Early game bug, it's okay. I always forget the name of, but I don't even think this looks like a Pokemon to me. It features are too human-like, if that makes sense. Like, you have some Pokemon that are intended to look like humans, but this is just kind of weird because it's like a bug. So I'm going to give it a D. Next we have Spinarak and Ariados. Spinarak I quite enjoy, probably my favourite early bug Pokemon from the games. And next up we have Ariados. Again, probably another surprising one, but I absolutely love Ariados, one of my favourite Pokemon, and it's going to go into S tier. So, of course, we have Crobat, who was added onto the Zubat line, and a Pokemon that I always go back to and absolutely love in every game it's in. I tend to use it. I'm going to have to give it an S. Next up, we have Chinchou, really cool typing of the electric and water. I'm going to give it an A. I do use this Pokemon quite a lot in the games. And Lantern, I believe you called. I think this is a bit of a downgrade from the evolution. I'm going to give it a C. Next up we have Pichu. You're okay. I'm going to put you in C. I don't tend to like the baby Pokemon very much. I like the concept of it from a world building perspective, but I don't like seeing them in the games. I don't know why. Next up we have a few more baby Pokemon. Uh, you are probably one of my favorite baby Pokemon. I'm going to give you a B. Uh, Igglybuff, I believe this is called. C. It's kind of cute, I guess. Next we have Togepi. Really cool Pokemon to introduce the concept of eggs into the games in Generation 2. Quite an important Pokemon, I think, and I'm going to give it an A. Next up, Togetic, I believe you're called, and I've never liked the design of this Pokemon. I just don't think it goes with the rest of its line at all. Don't really understand why it changes so differently. I'm going to give it a C. Next we have Natu. I really enjoy Natu. I'm going to give it a B. It's a really cool evolution, I think. I like the idea of the Natu being just like its head and then it gains like a whole body. I just think that's an interesting concept for a Pokemon. I'm going to give it an A. Next up we have Mareep, a very strong Pokemon to get early game. Um, nice design, I guess. I'm going to give you a B. Then Fluffy, I don't like as much as Mareep. And you, I'm going to give an A. Really strong Pokemon, and if you was to get Mareep early game, I think by the end of it essentially. You're okay, I'm going to give you a C. Marill, I'm not a fan of the Pikachu clones personally. I prefer quite unique Pokemon, so the idea of loads of Pokemon based off of one singular one is not that interesting to me. I'm going to give it a C. Azumarill 2, I think I'm just going to give it a C. Just not a huge fan of that line, really. Next up, we have Sudowoodo. Really cool Pokemon that I've used quite a lot, but it's quite a difficult one to use in the games. If you're going for a bit of a challenge with quite a unique team, I definitely recommend Sudowoodo, but I can't really put it any higher than a B. Politoed, a Pokemon that I've never actually used. Got a kind of cool design, I guess, but I'm going to give it a C. Next we have Hoppip, probably one of the weakest Pokemon ever, but in terms of the design, I really enjoy it. I'm going to give it a B. You are okay too. I'm going to give you a B. This one's okay. Some I just completely forget the name of, to be honest, whilst I'm recording these videos, and I'm sure it will come back to me straight afterwards, but I can't really think of the name, but I know that I don't enjoy it too much. I don't think I use it very often. I'm going to give it a C. Next we have Apom. I believe one of the first Pokemon to be introduced from Generation 2 back in the 90s. Kind of cool design. It's in the Legends Arceus games. Quite an aggressive Pokemon. I'm going to give you a B. Sunkern, probably one of the worst Pokemon ever, stats wise, but I really enjoyed this line. I just like the idea of like a happy little seed turning into a sunflower. I'm going to give you a B, and I'm going to give Sunflora a B too. Next up, Yanma, and I absolutely love the idea of Dragonfly Pokemon. Of course, it being the first of that type, I'm going to give you an A. Next up, we have Wooper, and I know some people absolutely love Wooper and find its design cute and stuff, but I've never been a fan personally. I'm going to give it a C. Next up, we have its evolution, Quagsire. Quite a unique Pokemon in the way its moveset works. Of course, it has 4 moves, and you can't change that moveset at all throughout the game, and it's like a counter-attack Pokemon. But I think its design is a bit goofy for me. I'm going to put it in C. Next up we have Espeon, one of my favourite Eeveelutions, and I'm going to put you in A. After that we have Umbreon, probably my favourite Eeveelution, to be honest. I'm going to put you in S. Next up Murkrow, pretty cool Pokemon. I like the witch theme it has. I'm going to give it a B. Next up Slowking. To be honest, I never used this line really ever. I just don't like the idea of it. I'm going to give it a C. Next up we have Mischievous, a really cool Pokemon in my opinion, that I use quite often in the games. I'm going to give you an A. Next up, Unknown. Obviously one of the coolest concepts in probably the whole of Pokemon is the idea of unknown, and the fact that it potentially holds like the energy for everything in the entire Pokemon world. But obviously as a Pokemon in the game it's very weak. I'm going to give it an A. You're kinda cool, I'm going to give you a C. Next up we have Girafarig. I love its design, with the fact that it's got like a head on its tail that is like controlling the whole giraffe. I'm going to give it an A. Next up we have Pineco, which is probably one of my favourite Pokemon from this whole region personally. I know it's a bit of an underlooked Pokemon I find, but absolutely really cool whole line, to be honest. That's why I'm going to put its evolution into S2. Next up we have Dunsparce, really cool Pokemon. I love its design. I like the idea of like a baby sleeping dragon in a cave. Well, obviously it's a horrid Pokemon to actually use, but I'm gonna give it an A. Next we have Gligar. Nice flying rock type, I believe. It's cool to use in the games, and I really like its design. I'm gonna give it an A. Next up, Steelix. Um, it's a good evolution for Onyx, I think, giving it the steel type. I'm going to give it a B. Next up, we have the, I think, Snubbull and Grand Ball line, and to be honest, these are probably some of my least favourite Pokemon ever. I'm just going to have to put them in D tier. Then we have Quillfish, uh, really cool poison and water type, quite a unique typing, definitely at this point of the game anyway, and I really love its design, to be honest. A. You're kind of cool, but I don't like the idea of like Power Ranger Pokemon. I'm gonna give it a C. Shuckle, really underlooked Pokemon, probably one of the best defensive stats in the whole game, and I just love its design. I'm gonna give it an A. Next we have Heracross, uh, probably one of the strongest bug types ever, and it makes the bug type a bit cooler to use in the games, which is good because obviously bug type is what sort of is the foundation of all Pokemon, really. I'm going to give it an A. Next we have Sneasel. Uh, yeah, I like its colouring. I like the big sort of ear it's got. It's okay. I love its evolution in Legends Arceus, but of course this is just Sneasel itself, and I'm going to give it a B. Next we have Teddiursa and Ursaring. I really like Teddiursa's like crescent shape on its head. I'm going to give it an A. And Ursaring, I think, is a bit of a step down from Teddiursa. I would have liked to seen its like crescent shape. I guess the circle on its chest may be supposed to represent the moon. I'm not really sure what design wise is going on there. Then we have Slugma. Again, really cool concept for a Pokemon, it being one of them slugs that actually lives in lava, and its Pokédex entry is quite wild too. I'm going to give it a B. Then Magcargo, you're going to get a B. Then Swinub, I really like the idea of like a woolly mammoth Pokemon, and this, of course, the pre-evolution to that. I like that it's like a little pig. It's kind of cute. I'm going to give it an A. Then we have the woolly mammoth himself. You can get an A. Then we have Corsola, probably one of the coolest regional variants up to date is the Sword and Shield Cursula, adding the ghost type. And yeah, pretty solid Pokemon. I'm going to give it a B. Remoraid, probably one of my least favourites from this generation. I just think it just looks a bit silly, to be honest. Octillery is definitely an upgrade. I'm going to give that a B. I just love octopus Pokemon, and the fact that it's kind of like a tank. Next up, we have the Santa Claus Pokemon, I guess. Bit silly, to be honest. I like its role in the games when it appears, as it appears in like Sun and Moon when it comes down the chimney. I think that's appearance there was just enough to save it from a D. I'm going to give it a C. Next we have Mantike or Mantine. I always get them wrong. Kind of cool. I like the flying fish element. I'm going to give it a B. Skarmory, very strong Pokemon in the games, and just a really all-round cool Pokemon. I think I'm going to give it an A. Houndour. Um, I love the little dog Pokemon, and I like little fire dogs. I'm going to give it an A. Houndoom, I think, has always had one of the coolest designs of a Pokemon. It's like a little devil Pokemon. I'm going to give it an S. Seadra, I absolutely love seahorses in real life, one of my favourite animals, and I think this design lives up to that. Being a water and dragon type, I just think is awesome too. I'm going to give it an S. Phanpy, one of the cutest Pokemon ever in my opinion. Little elephant, I'm going to give it an A. Donphan, really cool evolution. I think giving it like big armor and making it a bit of a tank. A. Porygon, kind of cool, I guess, but I don't know. I don't think I've ever really used it in the games. I'm going to give it a B. Next up we have Stantler, of course, a very cool Pokemon these days with like Weirdeer in Legends Arceus, but judging from its Generation 2 appearance, it doesn't really do much in the games for me. It's got a nice design, I guess. Gonna get a B. Smeargle, of course, has the copycat move. I like the idea of like a painting Pokemon, I guess. Just a really interesting design. I'm gonna give it a B. Next we have baby Pokemon Tyrogue, I believe you're called. You're okay, I guess. I don't like you as much as the other baby ones we talked about in B, so I'm going to give you a C. Hitmon Top, I believe you are. I've never really liked this Pokemon at all. I'm going to give it a D, but just about. I could justify putting it in C, but I think, if anything, I'm going to put you like top of D. Smoochum, just trash Pokemon for me. You're going to go in D. Elekid, one of the better baby Pokemon. You're going to go into C. Magby, I don't like as much as Elekid. You're going to go into D. Of course, we have the infamous Miltank. If you ever played the Generation 2 games, you'll know how difficult the Whitney fight is because of this Pokemon and its annoying tactics. But I like the idea of like a cow Pokemon regenerating health for using its milk. I'm going to give it a B. Next up we have Blissey, and I genuinely hate this design. I don't know why. It's just a Chansey with curly hair. I'm going to give it a D. Next up we have the three legendary dogs, starting with Raikou. Um, Probably my second favourite legendary dog. You're going to go into A. Entei is kind of cool, but probably my least favourite of the three. You're going to go into B. And Suicune is just one of the coolest legendary designs probably ever. You're going to go into S. I always jumble the names up of the next three, but of course one of the strongest Pokemon in the whole region. You're kind of a cool first stage. I don't really like you as a second stage, but of course one of the strongest Pokemon and one of probably the coolest designs if you're talking like just showing strength. I'm going to give it an A. Now, for me, out of the two box art legendaries, Lugia is my favourite. I'm going to give it an S, and I'm going to give Ho-Oh an A. And last up, we have Celebi. Um, just in terms of design, I like the little pixie fairy type thing that lives in the woods. I just really like that thought-provoking concept. I'm going to have to give it an S. And that's all for this Generation 2 tier list. I'm sure we will be back at some point for Generation 3, which is my personal favourite region, so that should be fun. And thank you for watching.